Welcome to this video on assembly language program development. When you develop an assembly language, it has several components to it. First of all is you want to read the problem statement to obtain a complete understanding of what is required. If you don't totally understand what is being asked from the problem statement, then you'll have difficulty writing the program or getting the program to run correctly. Once you have a clear understanding of the problem statement, the second step involved in the program development is to analyze the problem. This step has several parts to it. For example, what hardware is needed. In our case, we will most likely use the Dragon 12 board, and that'll be the only hardware that is required. In other situations, that may not be true. Is there a formula that applies to the problem statement that needs to be applied and solved within the program, and thus you need to work out the solution in the analysis so you know how to enter it in the actual program. What memory allocations, locations are needed? For example, are you going to load it in memory at 1100 or hex or C1000 hex? Where is it going to go? And any other analysis that would help you determine how to actually write the program later. The next part that you should consider doing this development would be the variables. For example, what names are you going to use? What sizes are they? Are they byte size, word size? Where in memory are you going to locate them? Hex 2000, hex 2500? And are there any initial values to be assigned to those? Once you have an idea of the variables, the next step in this program development will be writing a flowchart or pseudocode. A flowchart would be just block diagram, and pseudocode is actually using words to explain what's going to happen. And you build the algorithm pretty much step by step of what and how the program is going to run. A well-written flowchart or pseudocode will then translate into a program fairly easily. The next step is to actually write the program. So you're going to use the IDE, the CodeWarrior IDE, in order to construct the program based on the flowchart or the pseudocode. The next step in the process will be to assemble the program. So we're going to make the program within the IDE in an effort to remove any possible syntax errors. We'll check it and keep correcting the program until we no longer have any syntax errors. Once the syntax errors have been removed, we will then simulate the program in the next step to remove any logical errors. And as we simulate it, then we test it. We test the program to make sure that it's working and producing the proper results. And finally, the last step in the program development will be downloading the finished program to the hardware and verifying its operation. If it doesn't work, then we will go back up and repeat some of these steps until the program performs what is specified in the problem statement. This concludes the video on assembly language program development.